Last anime season was so incredibly good, I don't even have time for an intro. Tomo-chan is a girl, or at least that's what the media wants you to think. Is Tomo-chan truly a girl? There's only one way to find out. Alright, after conducting a full-scale investigation, Tomo-chan is definitely a girl. But in other news, this anime is a romance about a girl named Tomo. Tomo got stuck in the Tomodachi zone because she wants to date her best friend June, but June only sees Tomo as one of the boys. So for anyone out there having difficulty extracting from the Tomodachi zone, this anime actually taught me a simple trick that will guarantee you a girlfriend. You see, as a man, the most romantic thing you can do for a woman is defeat her father in physical combat. Who needs dating apps anymore? Just walk right up to her and fight her dad. If you win, she's yours. That's all there is to it. A tier is where this anime belongs because it had a surprisingly conclusive ending, and it actually developed the relationship along the way. I felt like my time watching it was well spent, and I'd like to see other romance anime following in the footsteps of Tomo-chan as a girl. Tokyo Revengers is an anime about these middle school gang members who fuck prostitutes, kill people, and smoke cigarettes. Now, back when I was in middle school, instead of having face tats, guns, and a motorcycle, I had a bedtime, algebra homework, and a RuneScape girlfriend who was probably a 35-year-old man. Or just a middle schooler from Tokyo Revengers because it's impossible to distinguish between the two. So even though I watch a lot of anime with dragons, magic, romance, and other fictional concepts, I think Tokyo Revengers is even less relatable than an actual fantasy anime. Despite that, I almost gave this season an S tier. But not for the same reason Kanye did. This anime is a lot like the WWE, as the entertainment value is simply impeccable as long as you can ignore how goofy it is. The plot might not always or ever make sense, but that's okay because you can just pretend that it does. Neurologists recommend using only 10% of your brain power when watching Tokyo Revengers, but I've actually had better results using 3 to 5, so just ask your doctor how much is right for you. The Fruit of Evolution Season 2. Nagatoro Season 2 is A tier. It's just as good as the first season, which I also gave an A tier a couple of years ago. This anime is about a girl who bullies her senpai in a romantic way. It typically goes something like this. Senpai, your entire family just died in a plane crash. Just kidding. But, you know, I would be there for you if they did. This second season has a bit less bullying though, and a lot more cute, wholesome shit instead. I still don't remember the main character's name, but my man kinda looks like Chibi Reviews. And Nagatoro kinda reminds me of Takagi-san, if Takagi-san was tan, sadistic, and wanted to step on you. But if you like Takagi-san, then I've got good news for you. She's purple now, and her name is Kubo. This anime is a wholesome romance that'll cure your depression and restore your hope for humanity. The main character is such a background character that even the other background characters don't notice him. Like, they actually can't see him. He's basically John Cena. People bump into him all the time because he's literally invisible to everyone except Kubo. This anime could potentially be an A tier, but it got delayed, so I'm just gonna keep it in B tier until I get to see how it ends. The Magical Revolution is an isekai about a girl named Anus who can't use magic but tries her best with her previous knowledge from Earth. Her name is Anus, and her dream is to make magic available to everyone, but before she can accomplish that, she must first secure a waifu. So naturally, Anus kidnaps the first woman who slightly resembles Amelia, and then their adventures together begin. The main character, whose name is Anus, has one of the most wonderfully chaotic personalities I've ever seen, and this anime gets pretty intense and wholesome later on. The last episode will make you feel like a proud father even if you don't have kids. My happiness is immeasurable and my depression is ruined. I would hate to put another anime in A tier, but that's about where I would rank this one. Except it's a Yuri. So, you know. Before we get off the subject of isekai though, maybe some of you have heard of a little anime called Re:Zero. Re:Zero Season 3 is coming out soon, and I just thought I'd announce that again here for anyone who hasn't seen my last video. Re:Zero is also doing a collab with AFK Arena, and even though I've never let anyone sponsor my tier list videos, I'm willing to make an exception for Re:Zero. This video is sponsored by AFK Arena. For anyone who hasn't played AFK Arena yet, it's very easy to get started because you don't need to waste time grinding and leveling since all the boring stuff can be automated. Instead, you can focus on the gameplay you actually care about, like dungeons, raids, and the arena. You won't want to be AFK for this though, because Emilia and Rem are joining AFK Arena to celebrate its 4th anniversary. They're both free for 3 days, and you'll also get 100 free summons just for participating in the event. Rem woke up just for this. The art looks fantastic, and I'm really happy they kept everything lore friendly. For example, if Emilia dies, Puck goes on a rampage and freezes everything, so you can tell the developers genuinely care about ReZero. So join the other 40 million players and download AFK Arena right now for free with my link in this video's description. Thank you again to AFK Arena for sponsoring this video. The Angel Next Door Spoils Me Rotten is a romance anime I initially made fun of because in the beginning the primary love interest acts exactly like the main character's mother, but then their relationship actually starts progressing, which got me a lot more invested in the story. I guess I've watched a lot of romance anime that go absolutely nowhere, so it feels rare and special whenever anything actually happens. It was a bit goofy how long it took these two to confess though. He could have bought her a ring, proposed, and then got her pregnant, and she still wouldn't know if he likes her or not. But regardless, this anime left me with an extremely happy feeling, and I think it's worthy of A tier. My life as Inukai-san's dog sounds like the title should end with "in another world," but unfortunately it's not even good enough to be an isekai. You see this girl right here? I don't know how else to put this, but she's a dog dick enthusiast. I hate this anime and I feel like a bad person for watching it. I can't even make eye contact with my dog anymore. I guess it could have been worse though. I mean, it could have been a Vaporeon instead of a dog, but I'm honestly so sick of talking about this garbage. I already made a whole video on it for some reason, so Jamie, just pull that up. We see a bunch of titties for 9 minutes, and then the season ends without addressing anything. But who needs plot resolution when you have high resolution instead? This anime is so insanely bad. The only redeemable qualities are the soundtrack and the cameraman. Yeah, solid points, Echidnut. I agree completely. This anime is D for dog shit. Campfire Cooking is a relaxing isekai with a twist. Instead of return by death, voiceless incantations, or an overpowered shield, our MC spawns in with an ability called Amazon Prime. He can order anything he wants from Earth and it just appears right next to him in this medieval fantasy world. Now personally, I would have used this ability to invent porn, but he goes the culinary route instead and becomes a food merchant. He's not Gordon Ramsay or anything, but I mean, this world hasn't even discovered garlic yet, so it's kinda like watching medieval peasants reacting to a modern 5-star restaurant. It's a pretty fascinating concept. I mean, imagine feeding a Victorian child 1 bag of Takis. What would happen? Would the kid survive? Who knows? Anyway, the food draws the attention of this legendary wolf god who follows the main character around and gets hungry every 10 minutes, so after that point it's basically a girlfriend simulator, but at least the animation's good. The food in this anime looks more appetizing than actual food, and it never fails to make me hungry, so maybe just save this one until Ramadan's over. A tier. Buddy Daddies is exactly like Spy Family if Anya wasn't potty trained. This girl shits herself once an episode, knocks things over, and has all the same issues that a realistic child would. So the main difference is Buddy Daddies is realistic while Spy Family is idealistic. Other than that, they're pretty much the same, and it kinda sucks that Spy Family came out before this anime because I think it would have performed a lot better if it was a fresh concept no one's seen before. For example, there's some really good comedy in this anime, but Spy Family already made most of the jokes, and jokes kinda have diminished returns, you know? The timing could have been more fortunate and less unfortunate, but either way, it's still an exceptional anime. A tier, but you might give it S tier if you didn't watch Spy Family. The Ice Guy and His Cool Female Colleague is a typical workplace romance, except the MC has a superpower where anytime he feels any type of emotion, he automatically summons an uncontrollable blizzard that ruins everything around him. So I don't know what company thought it would be a good idea to hire this guy. I mean, I'm no businessman, but he seems like just a bit of a liability. At least his coworkers can calm him down by touching his feet. This anime is a bit weird, but it's also very chill because all the characters talk in a melancholic yet calming tone, kinda like NPCs from Dark Souls. The romance aspect of this show isn't very exciting, but there is some progression, which is more than what can be said for most romance anime. As long as you aren't expecting anything to happen, this show can be really peaceful and relaxing. It's not gonna give you an erection or anything, but it's a pretty solid B tier anime. Inspector? I hardly know her. This is a supernatural mystery anime about a girl who can talk to spirits and ghosts and zombies and shit. Every episode, she goes around helping them with their problems, which typically involves solving a mystery of some sort. The main character is very intelligent and very lewd. She'll be in the middle of an intense murder investigation, and then she'll abruptly make an out-of-pocket sex joke for no reason. It's like shocking sometimes. Like, oh, my boyfriend is washing his hands in the sink? Well, hey, why don't you wash them in my vagina instead? It's also worth noting that he rejected her for most of the previous season, but she gaslighted him into thinking they were dating until he finally just gave up and accepted his fate. Anyway, they have a really fun dynamic, and I honestly like both of them a lot. The last time I saw two main characters with this much chemistry, I was watching Breaking Bad. So even though a lot of people rated this anime poorly, I genuinely believe it deserves to be A tier. Vinland Saga Season 2 feels more like a side story than a continuation of the main one, so a lot of people are upset about how slow the pacing is. Season 1 was an all-out war with non-stop fight scenes, while Season 2 is more like watching Joe Biden cut down trees. But do you want to know why I'm still giving it S tier? It's because it's the best fucking anime of the season, that's why. Vinland Saga has proven that it can uphold the same standard of quality despite making the plot as boring as possible. This whole season could have been about Thorfinn learning how to play chess, and it would still be one of the best anime of 2023. I do get why people are upset, but just because it averted your expectations doesn't mean it's bad. Of course, I would prefer to watch Thorfinn cut people in half instead of trees, but it is what it is. Even though he isn't a female demi-human from an isekai anime, Thorfinn is a slave now, and this season is about freedom. So although it might feel like you're watching a completely different anime from before, it's still a really good one. Season 2 isn't a step down from Season 1, it's just different. Onimai is an anime about an innocent gamer who gets randomly turned into a lolly and then immediately returns to solo queue. However, he soon realizes that being a girl kinda sucks. You get paid less, you have to play support, you bleed every month for no reason, and you have to sit down to pee. It's a bit shocking and ridiculous at first, but if you can get past that, you might appreciate the other aspects of this anime, like its incredible animation. If I were to rank this based on animation alone, it would be S tier. I'm not a huge fan of cute girls doing cute things, but I can admit this anime is pretty good. A tier. Nier Automata has suffered some unfortunate delays, but I won't criticize them for that because this video was supposed to come out a month ago, yet here we are. I thought the first episode might have been a bit confusing to those who haven't played the game, and maybe a bit underwhelming to those that did. However, the rest of the season has been fantastic in my opinion. If you haven't played the game yet, you absolutely should, although you might have a better experience if you watch the anime first because the game will go a lot more in depth. I don't know what's going on with A tier this season, but every anime has been pretty solid. This has actually never happened before. Maybe I should make a 2B joke and move this down 2B. No, it deserves to be A tier, but I'm almost running out of space here. Spy Classroom is about a group of cute anime girls and training to become professional spies. And naturally, trying to kill their teacher is also part of their training, so hopefully this manga doesn't get banned. Regardless, the teacher ends up thwarting their plans every time. Maybe they're just losing on purpose because they like it when he ties them up though, cause they all seem to have a crush on him. Imagine walking into a room full of women and this is the reaction they give you. But let's be honest, the teacher is rather attractive. I mean, he's kinda pretty, bro. Swap his voice out with Rie Takahashi and we've got ourselves a new waifu, gentlemen. B tier. This anime was fine, but I feel like it could have done a lot more. I haven't read the light novel, but I'm just gonna take a wild guess and assume it was probably better. The Misfit of Demon King Academy Season 2 is the sequel to that anime about Anos Voldigold, the ridiculously overpowered demon king who can kill people with just his heartbeat. It was always exciting watching him outdo himself with an even more overpowered ability every episode, but I kind of felt like Season 1 ended at a good place and didn't really need a second season. And as I expected, Season 2 just isn't quite as good, unfortunately. Not a bad series, but I wouldn't rank it any higher than B tier. And that's the tier list, folks. I don't know why or how everything ended up in A tier, but I guess that's a good thing, isn't it? I know I was a bit late again, but that's only because I was a bit late again. My bad. If anyone disagreed with any of these rankings, or if I forgot your favorite anime, let me know in the comments. I still read all of them. Thanks everyone for watching. I'll have some more videos coming out soon for this brand new anime season. Keep talking about anime. I'm out for now. Peace.